What's up? Today I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to create a perfect study space. But before we start, I gotta put a disclaimer here. All the tips I'm about to give you are my personal tips, so they may or may not work for you. So feel free to take the tips that you think are suitable for you and take out the ones that are not. With that said, let's begin. Choose one place as your designated study space. It's better to designate one place as your study area rather than to move to different places every time you need to study. When you're used to studying in one certain place, it'll make it easier for you to associate that place with learning, which will make it more effective for you to study. If you keep moving to a different place each time you study, you'll need to adapt to that new environment first before you can enter your study mode, and that will definitely cost you time and energy. Make sure the place is organized. Having a lot of things scattered on your desk will definitely distract you from studying. You will also waste time searching for something amidst the clutter, which will break your concentration. The time you spend searching through your scattered things could instead be spent on studying. So before you start studying, make sure your study space is free from clutter. Get rid of distractions. Turn off all the gadgets that might distract you from studying. Your phone, your laptop, your console, everything. If you really need your laptop to study, then I suggest installing an app that can help you block the websites that might tempt you to slack off. I recommend an extension for Chrome called Stay Focused. It's free and pretty simple to use. All you gotta do is list all the websites you want to block and set how long you want to block them for. Feel free to try it out yourself to find out more about it. Use that space only for studying. If you study on the bed, your brain will associate that place with sleeping. If you're studying in front of your TV and console, your brain will think it's time to play video games. If you study at the dining table, your brain will think it's time to eat. But if your study space happens to be a place where you study, eat, and play with your gadgets, just make sure that place is free from distractions during the time you're studying there. Have everything you need. Before you sit down to study, make sure you have all the things you may need to use. For example, if you're studying math, then make sure you have some scratch papers or a calculator you can use to do some calculations. Having the things you need can save you time because you won't be searching for stuff in the middle of studying, which again will break your concentration. Use a good lighting. Don't study in a dimly lit room as it's not healthy for your eyes and it can also make you feel sleepy. Make sure you have a good desk lamp or natural lighting in your study area, as having good lighting keeps your brain alert and makes you more productive. Music. Various studies have been conducted to find out whether music is beneficial for studying or not. After reading through a lot of research about that subject on the internet, I came to the conclusion that listening to music while studying can either be beneficial or not beneficial because it depends on your preference. Some people prefer to study in dead silence, others prefer to have some noises in the background. Some people claim to concentrate better with music, while others feel distracted when there's music on. I personally prefer to study in silence, so I don't listen to anything when I'm studying. But if you're someone who needs extra stimulation when studying, then you can opt to listen to white noises rather than music when you study. I recommend listening to ambient noises such as raining noise or ocean noise on Spotify or on YouTube. You can also create your own ambient playlist that you can listen to every time you study. Some people like to listen to classical music, but I personally don't like it because whenever I listen to classical music when I'm studying, I always end up paying more attention to the music rather than the lesson at hand. Before I knew it, I'd end up browsing for classical sheet music online and forget that I was in the middle of studying. But of course, if you find that classical music does help you concentrate better, then feel free to listen to it while you study. Don't overdo it. You don't need to spend too much time decorating your space and trying to turn it into the ultimate study space. It's better to start studying in an average study space than to put off studying because you don't have the perfect space. Now let me show you guys how my study space looks like. So I dedicate two separate spaces for studying and working. One is the digital space and one is the non-digital space. The non-digital space is where I do things like reading books, writing down notes, and doing homework. I try to keep this space as gadget-free as possible, unless I need my phone or laptop to do some translations or search for conjugations online. Moving on to the digital space, this is where I do my work like making scripts, doing graphic design, video editing, motion graphic, voice recording, and more. The reason why I dedicate two different places to work and study is because first, I have a spare space to use in my room, so I decide to utilize it for doing something productive. Also, having different places to work and study helps me get into the zone more quickly and concentrate on my task better because when I'm at my desk, I'm in my study mode, and when I'm on my carpet, I'm in my work mode. This is just the way I design my space though, and I'm not telling you guys to follow it, but I do hope that you guys can get some inspiration out of it. So those were all the tips that I could share with you guys. I hope you found them helpful. Remember that you don't have to have the perfect study space to get good grades. A productive study space can help you learn more effectively, but it doesn't automatically turn you into a successful person. At the end of the day, the result that you get depends on you and how hard you work. Now, I have a question for you guys. Where do you guys usually study? Leave your answers in the comments below. I'd love to read all about them. So that's all from me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you for those of you who have subscribed to me. If you haven't, be sure to click on my face below. Don't forget to like this video and share with your friends if you enjoyed watching it. And don't forget to click on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you'll get notified whenever I make a new video. I will see you guys in my next video then. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye bye!